What is up, guys? I hope you're all doing well. Today is day 4 of Gwent's Black Sun reveal campaign. We are going to be discussing monsters, and boy oh boy is there a cute card in store for you. Now, sorry about the lighting situation. I know I look different. It's what the camera does when it's very dark, and that's because we have no electricity. Yes, no electricity in South Africa because of load shedding. Look it up, it is horrible. Though I have a big UPS installed in my garage directly linking to my PC and the internet, just so I can cast the Masters for you this weekend. The Gwent Open Masters, that is. I look very forward to doing that. You're gonna be able to watch that on CD Projekt Red's channel. And yeah, it's gonna be loads of fun. But let's get to the Monsters campaign, shall we? Alright, so first up we have Hearts and Wine. Hearts and Wine got to reveal the first card, which is a 4-provision monster card called the Orchard Mantrap. This is a plant, it is also cursed. On deploy, if you play it on the melee row, it will consume an allied unit, and this unit will trigger Thrive an additional time. So what does that mean? Let's say this 3-point card eats a 5-point card, making it an 8. That will be able to trigger all the Thrive units below 8. So let's say you have a 5-point Thrive card on the board. It will be triggered twice now because it will go up to 6 and then 7, which is pretty cool. So you also have the option of going onto the range row, which will allow you to infuse 2 allied units of Thrive. Now, this is quite interesting because I initially thought you can only do this with cards that don't already have Thrive. Remember, infuse means you will basically give that card the Thrive ability. So every time you play a card that's bigger than that card, it will boost itself by 1 point. Apparently, CDPR has confirmed that you can Thrive something that already has Thrive, and it will give it Thrive too. So that's pretty awesome. I didn't know that. Apparently the same happens with Infuse, gives something Harmony. It gets Harmony too. I didn't know this, and it's super interesting. They said that's how it works for now, and they'll see whether the wording is confusing or whether the card is too strong or not strong enough. There you go, you can infuse a card twice with Thrive, and that's super interesting. Next up we have Drobniak. Drobniak revealed the Cursed Damsel. So, interestingly enough, this is also a 4-provision card. So if the bronze monsters feel overwhelming, it's because normally we have a 4 and a 5, and we literally have 2 4s here, so take that into account. The Cursed Damsel is a human, an aristocrat, and also cursed. It has Thrive, so it can grow very tall before you use its order ability, which is half your own power and destroy an enemy unit with power up to the power removed from self. So let's say this card is 10 points and you decide to use its order ability, it can then destroy a card that is 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1. So take that into account. Destroy, not damage. So if you go ahead and click this card while it's 10 and your opponent only has a 3-point card on the board, you can only kill the 3-point card. You can't damage something that's bigger than 5 because this is specifically saying that it will destroy the enemy unit. So that's pretty interesting, and I think it's cool. It's a 4-provision, it's Thrive, and it gives you the ability to get rid of an engine. Also, while dealing with potential threats, this card will have less points, and hence its Thrive ability can be triggered again more easily, because it's difficult to trigger a card that's worth 10 points, right? Okay, thirdly, prepare yourselves, guys. This card is the best card, and I am not at all biased. It was revealed by Crozier as well as Miss Lady J, 2 awesome Gwent streamers you should 100% go check out right now. The 2 of them got to reveal Sir Scratch-a-Lot. It is a beast, and of course it is cursed. I mean, all cats are. At the start of the game, this card will gain immunity, so that means it can't be touched directly. Then on deploy, it will boost self by 0. So you've got a 4-point card on the board that can't be touched. Now, if you use its order ability, it will increase the boost value by 2, then replay self. Of course, when you replay it, it will not have immunity afterwards. So it can then be touched and removed. So, units played on opponent's side can also trigger your Thrive abilities when this card is on the board. That's super interesting, right? So essentially you're going to play this card in a short round 3, maybe a long round 2, whatever you want to do, and it's going to be 4 points. The next turn, you're going to use its order ability, lift it up, and play it down for 6 points. The turn after that, you're going to lift it up, do it again, 8 points, 10 points. And joking, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Basically, you're going to be able to trigger Thrive cards over and over and over again. And if people can't deal with it, this is also a 2-point engine, which is absolutely insane. So I'm a huge fan of this card, can't wait to see it premiumed, and I will now take you to the scenario. Now the scenario was revealed by Laplace. Laplace, I can't find his Twitter, but here's his YouTube channel, you can go check it out. He revealed the Manor's Dark Secret. Now this is another 14 provision scenario, so take that into account. It's not a 15 like some of the scenarios we've seen, meaning it's a tiny bit weaker. Now, this scenario will progress whenever you play a unit with Thrive. Simple enough, right? Now, if you play the scenario, it will first spawn a cursed Damsel on this row. Not bad, it's a Thrive card, it will start growing. The next time you play a Thrive card, you'll trigger Chapter 1. Whenever you play a unit, if it would not trigger any of your Thrive units, boost it by 2 first. What does this mean? Let's say you have a board covered with all sorts of Thrive cards, and let's say your smallest Thrive card is 6 points. In order to trigger that, you're gonna have to play a 7-point card minimally. Well, if your card isn't at least 7 points, if it's smaller, the Dark Manor's Secret, or well, the Manor's Dark Secret, if you will boost the card you're playing by 2 points before you play it onto the board. So as you're playing the card, it will get 2 points, then play. So that allows you to have an extra chance of triggering the Thrive units on the board. Now, obviously, that also gives you 2 points every card you play that you're not triggering your Thrive cards, which is super nice. Chapter 2. Play the highest bronze monster unit from your deck. Now, this is quite alright. It's not the best finisher for a scenario I've seen. It's not something you want to really finish off with in a final round 3, in my opinion. It doesn't have that point slammy bang to it, especially since you have to keep your big bronze card in the deck, and you need to make sure that you don't draw into it, and it's a whole thing. I find that this scenario might be better if you play it in round 1. I know that's a bit out there, but I think being able to thin your deck by pulling out a bronze early on is great. This will allow you to get more tempo early on, so you can secure the round, gain round control, and then make use of something like Scratch-A-Lot in a short round 3 with like Koshti and your leader ability and all that. I think I would play it that way, but we'll see. We shall see. But yeah, guys, that was a pretty simple one. Very straightforward, I want to say. I do enjoy the card arts of monsters. It's normally my favorite. Next up will be Northern Realms tomorrow. Very curious to see what they have in store for us. And I will be here a bit earlier with the video for you guys. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you tomorrow.